Marine ecology, oceanography. সমুদ্র বিজ্ঞান. Oceanography deals with a study of the sea in all aspects. Oceanography deals with study of the sea in all aspects: physical, ভৌত, chemical, রাসায়নিক, geological, ভূতাত্ত্বিক, and biological. Oceanography deals with the study of the sea in all aspects: physical, chemical, geological, and biological. Oceanography is the scientific study and Oceanography is the scientific study and exploration of the ocean and seas in all their aspects, including the sediment and rock beneath the sea. Oceanography is the scientific study and exploration of the ocean and the sea in all their aspects, including the sediment and the rock beneath, মানে নিচে, the sea, সমুদ্রের নিচে যেসব পলি এবং রক আছে সেগুলো নিয়ে, the interaction of sea and atmosphere, the body of sea water in motion and subject to internal and external forces, the living content of the seas and sea floors, and the behavior of this organism. The living content of the seas and sea floors and the behavior of this organism, the chemical composition of the water, the physics of the sea and sea floor, the origin of ocean basin and ancient seas, and the formation and interaction of beaches, shores, and estuaries. The formation and interaction of beaches, shores, and estuaries. Marine ecology. Marine ecology is the study of living things in the ocean. Marine ecology is the study of living things in the ocean and how they interact with their environment. It is an interdisciplinary science that combines biology with physical science, zoology, chemistry, oceanography, geophysics, and statistics. মেরিন ইকোলজি মূলত ওশেনোগ্রাফি এর একটা ইন্টারডিসিপ্লিনারি মানে আন্তঃবিভাগীয় একটা সায়েন্স, যেখানে সমুদ্রের মধ্যে যেসব লিভিং থিংস বা লিভিং অর্গানিজম আছে সেগুলো কিভাবে সমুদ্রে থাকে অ্যান্ড কিভাবে একজন আরেকজনের সাথে এবং এনভায়রনমেন্টের সাথে ইন্টারঅ্যাক্ট করে, এটা হলো মেরিন ইকোলজি. মেরিন ইকোলজি ইজ দ্য ব্রাঞ্চ অফ ইকোলজিক্যাল সায়েন্স concerned with organisms that live in or near the ocean, their behavior and their interaction with the environment. Marine ecology is the scientific study of marine life, habitat, populations, and interaction among organisms and the surrounding environment, including their abiotic, non-living, physical, and chemical factors that affect the ability of organisms to survive and reproduce, and biotic factor, living things or material that directly or indirectly affect an organism in its environment. Marine ecology is the branch of ecology dealing with interdependence of all organisms living in the ocean, in shallow coastal water, and on the seashore. Factors of marine environment. The marine environment for all organisms consists of non-living abiotic factor and living biotic factor. Abiotic factor are the non-living factor that affect organisms. So the abiotic factor include all the physical, chemical and geological variable. These are water, light, temperature, pH, salinity, substratum, nutrient, dissolved gases, oxygen, carbon dioxide and nitrogen, pressure, tides, current, wave, exposure to air, etc. Biotic factor. The biotic factor are all living organisms and their interaction between themselves in the marine environment. The living organisms include aquatic animals such as shark, carp, dolphin, except dolphin, fish, eel, etc., as well as aquatic vegetation such as kelp, seaweed, and phytoplankton. The interaction between themselves are competition, predation, parasitism, symbiosis, commensalism, etc. The interaction between these biotic factors are important in order to maintain a balance within the different population in the ecosystem. Major ecological feature of the sea. The sea is deep and life extend to all its depth. The sea is big and it covers 70% of the Earth's surface. The sea is continuous. Temperature, salinity, depth are chief barriers to free movement of the organism. The sea is continuous circulation. Wind resulted from temperature difference between the poles and equator, and the rotation of Earth create definite current. Oxygen depletion or stagnation is rare in the ocean due to effective circulation. The sea is dominated by waves and tide produced by the pull of moon and sun. Tides are especially important for the coastal marine life. Every 2 weeks, when the sun and the moon are working together, the amplitude of tide is increased, that so-called spring tide. When high tide are very high and low tide are very low, whereas midway in the fortnightly period, the range between low and high tide is smallest, the so-called neap tide. The sea is salty. The average salinity is 35 ppt. The concentration of dissolved nutrient is low and constitutes an important limiting factor determining the size of the marine population. Paradoxically, the ocean and some group of organisms that live in it are older than the ocean floor.